Hey there, Pisces fam. How's it going? Thank you so much for joining me. This round, we're going to do a tarot reading that'll focus on the positive vibes that you have to look forward to in February of 2025. Okie dokie, I have already pre-shuffled. So let's see what we get when we cut the decks together. The orphan, the wounded child, the abandoned, the beggar. To study the orphan is to study the deep and challenging energy of our time. We are ever more connected, yet face collective isolation. The refugee crisis haunts our planet. Children are separated from parents, and the earth begs for our attention. We are in a time of universal orphanage, of nature, of each other, of our own hearts. Take refuge in the fact that we all share this core wound and dilemma. It is normal to fear this card, as it haunts the caverns of the soul. When it appears, take time, real time, to be in the presence of the feelings this card stirs up in you. Let it humble you. What are you starving for? What is the deepest gift you could imagine giving to others? What has been rejected is quite possibly what is most needed, dear one. Goodness gracious, fam. So leave it to the Pisces to feel things very deeply. I feel like I only mentioned that here and in the Cancer video. I forgot to remind the Scorpios that I know how deeply all y'all can feel. It's like you're human or something, right? I'm sensing a loss in this one. Let's see what else. This is the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. Be your own first priority. Oh, tap. Whatever you're currently grappling with, you must put yourself first. When you're on an airplane, they always tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before you try to help your neighbor with theirs. That is to say, if you don't make sure your own energy bar is full, then you'll have no energy to give someone else. Be brave enough to admit when you need to take a step back from the demands of others and work on making sure you're okay. All right, there we go. Whatever's going on, because notice, like, the fact that this castle is on fire had to be pointed out to me when I first got this deck, because I was like, look, kitty, and oh, and then my friend was like, that castle's on fire. I was like, but the hair, the ensemble. I don't know what that says about me, but we're gonna move on, okay, Pisceans? Let's see if we can get some clarification. I don't know, it's YouTube. Let's lighten the mood a wee bit. I like to think of the tarot as its own story. So let's see what chapter 1 is. There we go. Learning some control over our emotions, how to kitty sneeze, how to go with the flow of things without losing yourself to it. Kind of like when they talk about meditation, and instead of getting lost in your thoughts, just observe them, you know, and move on, right? Kitty sneeze. That's what I tend to think of when I see especially the Queen of Cups. There's a lot of nurturing being represented when it comes with the queens, when it comes to the queens. And she's really good with compassion. being able to understand where people are coming from, right? And how to help without getting, putting everybody else's responsibilities on your shoulders, including their consequences, instead of merely suffering your own, right? She's good at that balance of being able to nurture, show compassion, feel, experience that empathy without getting lost in the overflow, lost in the title, or not the title, the undercurrent and shit, right? Chapter 2. When it could, there could be legal things that have been going on, but this is a balancing act occurring, and you being reminded that there are greater forces, whether you want to consider it God or the universe or, whatever, the earth at the very least, right? And, I keep feeling karma. This is karma. But I'm also noticing the blue sky beyond that curtain, or whatever it is that she has hanging there. This is a balance. There's balance happening. And either way, it's good. What's chapter 3? There we go. Okay. So maybe you may just simply have a lot of options and be struggling for once to really decide. Or maybe you're worried that there are things you're really depending on that are illusion. But I'm leaning more toward the options. And I feel like there's unnecessary pressure that you're putting on yourself when it comes to this decision. Because we still have blue sky. At least that's how it's shown up under these blue lights. Right? The clouds are gray. And that's kind of giving me where do your passions actually lie, right? Because the red here is around this figure, which speaks to me of intuition. That you intuitively know what's best. And you know what circumstances, or why not both situation, right? It's all in how you handle it and how you go about it. What's chapter 4? The 6 of Pentacles, another card with the scales, and speaking of balance, that, it's not just a matter of this person having more and being able to help others. They could just as easily be reversed, right? There's plenty that we can learn from others, whether they even realize it or not, right? Just the kindness, just going, when you go to the store and you see a lot of nice people, a lot of smiling faces, nobody's being rude to anyone, or you're driving and someone actually lets someone change lanes in front of them. It's yeah, go ahead. You know what I mean? The courtesy of it all, right? Those kind of positive vibes. It really isn't difficult to be nice and to recognize that there are other nice people out in the world, and we're all able to help. We all have our own value and such, whether it's quickly recognizable or not, right? Yeah, there's just feeling a need for a lot of balance, because I was thinking of that also with the Queen of Cups too, wasn't I? What's going to come up underneath the Queen of Cups? The freaking King of Cups. Are you kidding me right now? Pfft. So what was I saying about balance, fam? Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? That's wild. That is funny. So, between the two, you're able to handle things even when you're caught up in your feels, you're having a moment, and you know what I mean? Being able to know the difference between, okay, I need to handle this particular so that I can move on with the rest of my day. Knowing that an emotion, a trigger, right, doesn't get to ruin the entire day. It's just a moment, and knowing what you need to do to soothe yourself, to soothe those emotions, and being able to go with the flow of it all. So why the struggle here? Right? Why are you being reminded from the get-go that you need to be your first priority? You need to be connected to your heart as well as to others. And receiving this power couple over here, what's going to come up underneath the Justice card? Pisces. Aww, look at that. Whether there's someone in, you know, these two are representative of, you know, particular people versus vibe checks, or, you know, we're talking about the family, the traditional family, or we're talking about the kind of community and family that is found through your soul. This is the fulfillment. Everything coming to fruition, feeling fulfilled, loved, creative, everything able to thrive. And just the fact that it's coming up with the Justice card, fam, something tells me this is ever in your favor. And anything that's not is meant to be handled with grace, because it's all learning, right? And it all comes down to this. But this is also marking the end of a cycle. A beautiful, everything working out perfectly with a little bow on top, right? The question is, are you allowing, or are you hemming and hawing over here? Right? What's coming up underneath that Seven of Cups? The Eight of Pentacles. Well then, where's the 9? We got a 5, 6, 7, 8. This is mastering skills, diligence, focus, right? This person is away from town. And this background is white, just blank. I'm pretty sure this background is white too, and this one. That to me always speaks, it can speak of rainbow effect, but it can also speak of a blank canvas, right? A new beginning. So that's making me wonder if this is what you've been working toward, is a new beginning, because 10s aren't just a completion. They're opening up and enabling a new beginning to come in, right? And you and karma are, it's co-creating with the divine, with the universe, between your free will and fate, or what have you. Hashtag life. Right? But you've been focused. Like the pentacles aren't just money, they're earth, they're everything. They're what sustains you. They're what matters enough that you have been hyper-focused. Right? There are particulars that do matter to you. So I don't know if you're just, if it's a matter of you holding yourself back and, nah, that can't be it. That can't be what enables me to live the life of my hopes and dreams and to feel fulfilled. Nah, but you know darn well what you're focused on and what you're pouring time. Like, this is mastery. This is a why wouldn't you? It could also be working toward a new job, going back to school and trying to figure out what to major in and such. It could also be those, to be fair. But I'm going to go with it works out. So whatever you know you want to focus on, whatever drives you, right? Whatever enables you to flow. We got a lot of cups and a lot of pentacles and justice and goodness gracious. And we have the Lovers. Now, since we've already been told that we need to put ourselves first, or that you need to put yourselves first, that you need to take care of yourself, be your own first priority. That doesn't mean to give zero shits about anyone else. It just means that you come first. And when you're able to help, why wouldn't you? But you need to come first, or else what good? You know what I mean? If hurt hurts and whatever the heck, like if we're able to just walk and thrive and live our lives the way we want, we'd constantly be pumping each other full of positive vibes, and it would be great, right? The Lovers card doesn't just speak of love in a romantic sense, in a familial sense, in a community sense. It speaks of self-love, of the universe wanting to know, when are you going to love you as much as we love you? As much as the earth loves you. We have the tree of knowledge, the tree of life represented in this card. It's honoring yourself, honoring your life, how far you've come, honoring and handling things with grace. Knowing that whatever you choose, and whatever you also choose to keep as daydreams, something to look forward to later, but right now you're going to focus on this. It's knowing that you know what's best for you, what makes your soul purr, and allowing it to actually purr. What's the epilogue to this story? Balance! My goodness gracious! How's that for some balance, all right? And it's reminding us, a point that I keep making, of a new beginning that's coming in, where, you know, we've got these two ships out there on the wild seas, but regardless of their size, they both seem to be handling it just fine, don't they? Yep. Just going with the flow, like they know they're capable of. No fear, no concern, because they can handle it. They're built for this, for feeling this. And life isn't linear. You keep that in mind when you're making decisions and such, okay? There isn't always a right now. Everything isn't always imperative, right? Where's that balance and that flow, that acceptance of the present? Dang, fam, February 2025, eh? What are the extra notes for this reading? Oh, you've got choices to make, but it's okay. You've got this. You're going to know what to do. Taurus, hey there. Who's the Taurus? Is that your moon? Is that your rising? Is this someone specific, or is this telling you it's okay? Be stubborn about this one. Because most of the time what they get referred to as being stubborn it's not quite, you know, they don't necessarily deserve to be picked on by their family and friends for it. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing. Oh, GTFO, out of my face, my home, or my life, just go. And if you do not pass go, do not collect money, do not overanalyze. Okay, there we go. There's someone, I think that's what this Justice card is hinting at. There's someone that has been in your life that's got to go. It's got to go. May you be safe. May it be okay. May everything work out for the best. I have a feeling. I have a feeling it's going to be a great month for you. Whether you have someone to smooch with on the 14th or nah. Whether you're among those who would rather, you know, first of all, it's a day that ends with Y, right? Second of all, why would you want to fight for a reservation on the 14th exactly? And second of all, that's a great time for self self-love, for self-care, not mocking yourself for it. Nobody's even around. Why would you give yourself crap for it? Enjoy yourself. Have a bubble bath. Be careful. Whatever you choose to do it responsibly, because you got one heck of a life to live. This is just February, fam. Dang. You got quite the positive vibes to look forward to, fam. It's all good. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading. I really appreciate the company. And always remember that I love you.